Howdy folks, I'm Brian, and here's some Reddit. Before we get to our main course of stories, I do want to provide an update from the story I read last night about the aunt who was upset that her sister gave away her niece. Final update. I am pursuing legal custody, and due to this, I will not be providing any more updates. My lawyer recommended this. The kids come first. I can say a few things. They found her. The adoption process started a year ago in silence as a private rehoming. It was explained to me that we could fight it as they skipped some steps in this process. My sister told them that she had no family and the family that she does have is abusive. There was abuse on our mother's side, but they are long dead now. There's an open investigation into my sister already for her son because of the way she surrendered custody of her daughter. I am going to temporarily move into an apartment in that area so I'm close by in case CPS takes custody of my nephew. It was explained that this is the only way that I could actively fight for custody, by being available and close. Wow, P. I'm so happy to hear about this update. I hope that things go well. I hope that you're able to get custody of both your niece and nephew here. This sounds like a horrible situation, and it sounds like you're doing really the heroic, brave thing here and going and doing this. So I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you're successful here. Take care and good luck. All right, our first story is titled, Am I the Jerk for Blowing Up at My Wife After What She Did at My Workplace? I'm a 37-year-old male, and I started working at my dad's friend's restaurant since 2016. Started off small, but I was able to gain my employer's trust, and after seeing how I have been managing the restaurant on days that he wasn't available, he decided to assign me to handle the restaurant's management. That means overseeing day-to-day operations, handling customer complaints, providing service, managing shifts, and putting together schedules, and so on. I'm not really the manager, but the staff thinks I am, and my relationship and interaction with the staff have changed a bit, but it's got nothing to do with my behavior. My wife is my biggest supporter. She was thrilled after I told her that I'm directly handling management, but I made it clear that I'm not the manager, so I have limited authority. I'm not the ultimate decision maker in this establishment. Still, she went to tell everyone that her husband is now the manager of his workplace. Even posted about it, but I told her to take it down immediately. She showed up at the restaurant, she doesn't normally eat there, and brought her friends with her. There were 5 of them. She invited them for lunch and ordered plenty of dishes. Then she embarrassed the waitress by refusing to pay and telling everyone that she was the wife of the manager and she shouldn't pay. She started arguing with the waitress and then went home. In 2 hours, I got a call from the waitress wanting to talk about what happened and why I fired her. I was shocked because I had no clue. She showed me the message that it was sent from my Facebook and I swore I didn't do it. I didn't even know my wife came to the restaurant. Turned out my wife sent the message on my behalf and then fired the waitress, claiming that her behavior was rude and unprofessional. I was livid. I got berated by the manager after he found out, and I begged and explained that it was a mistake, a misunderstanding, and was able to give an alibi as to where this message was sent. Thankfully, he was patient and graceful. I got home and confronted her. She confirmed everything, even the message. I blew up. Told her that she almost cost me my entire job with her unacceptable behavior. For the millionth time, I told her that I'm not the manager, and she needed to stop using this as an excuse to behave like this. She started crying after I told her to apologize to the waitress after this. She packed her stuff up and left. I was so angry that I smoked a cigarette, although I've been trying to quit. Her parents, my in-laws, called demanding to know what their daughter did other than be excited for my new position, and that I was wrong to cause her to cry when all she's ever been is supportive and encouraging. After they insisted that I mishandled this argument, I just stopped talking to them. I am now required to visit as soon as possible and bring her flowers and apologize to my wife for yelling, but I haven't done anything yet. All right, OP. I would have to say that you're not the jerk in this situation. it's a little difficult to handle a situation like this, and certainly, like, I've said it many times. I probably sound like a broken record at this point in time on this channel, but you really should not resort to yelling if at all possible. Sometimes it can be very difficult under a very stressful or emotional situation. But really, the fact of the matter is that we should always try to do our best to be patient and kind with people and try to address the problem as peacefully as possible. With that said, I could understand your position here and why you would be so frustrated, especially after she almost cost you your job. She tried to fire someone who presumably trusted you and knew you. You were completely blindsided by this. You're, in a lot of ways, really lucky that you were able to clear the situation up and that you were able to explain away what happened. And this is going to take a long time for you to regain trust too, so she's really hurt you in a lot of ways. I would say just keep doing a stellar job at your job and, just keep working at it. You don't owe your wife an apology in this situation, I don't really feel. I think that I think that the person who owes anyone an apology is your wife to the waitress. And I don't know where she got the idea that she would be entitled to a free meal at the restaurant. I mean, this sounds like that she was excited because she was going to be able to show off her prestige or something like that. It doesn't sound like she's as much excited for your promotion as she's excited that she can show off that she now has a bigwig husband or something like that who's managing a restaurant and stuff. And I think that's a really unfortunate thing, and I think that you two are going to have to sit down and have a long discussion about this. If this relationship is even worth salvaging at this point in time, like this, maybe this is a one-off thing. Maybe she's acting this way just out of kind of a, out of pride and whatnot. But I really think that, she needs to kind of understand that this is unacceptable and that being entitled like this and being demanding like this is completely uncalled for. And what did she think was going to happen? Like, if she didn't pay, like, all that was going to happen, I would imagine, is that meal was going to come out of your next paycheck. So all she did was buy the meal delayed. So I don't know. I think that is a really poor taste on her part. Making demands with your waitstaff was really poor. She just committed a lot of faux pas here, and I think that she could have done better. Not the jerk, and I'm sorry to say this, man, but your wife didn't just cross the line, she sprinted across while cackling. You said that you've made it clear that you have management responsibility, but not management authority. Even if you did have management authority, that would not entitle your wife and a group of her friends to free food, unless this was detailed in the contract. The firing of the waitress through Facebook was not only wrong, but it was grounds for a lawsuit in most countries. Unfair dismissal springs to mind in the UK, not to mention most employers wouldn't fire someone through social media. Even if you had a management authority, your wife does not, and she had no right, even if the waitress had spit in her face at the restaurant, to act in your name. The requirement to attend with your in-laws with the flowers and apologize is ludicrous. They are acting on incorrect information and hearsay rather than actual fact and evidence. I'm sorry, but you need to slap this down hard before any reconciliation can take place. And the apologies should be coming to you, not from you. You also need to change your social media passwords and throw the cigarette away. Having just one never turns out to be just one. They're like Pringles. I like how they addressed the cigarette smoking bit in there. I didn't even think about that. I was too much in shock. When I read these and process them, it's like, wow, that's pretty crazy. And then someone replies, "This is the best answer." And I tend to agree, yeah. All right, our next letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for choosing my dog over my mom and her fiancé?" My dad died in a work accident when I was 15, and I'm now a 17-year-old male. Last year, my mom started going out with Anthony, and they just got engaged. Anthony wanted to move in, but the problem is that he's severely allergic to dogs. My mom told me that we have to get rid of Dax, my dog. Like, not even a question, just straight up said, that's what we're gonna do. I fought with my mom over this because he's my family, and he's what helped me get through losing my dad. Dax was my dad's dog that he rescued from a shelter when he was still a puppy, and we've had him since I was 11, so he means a lot to me. But my mom was like, nope, he has to go. We fought so much that I actually cried. Nobody wanted to adopt Dax, though, and I had to beg my grandpa from my dad's side to take him, or else my mom was going to have him put in a shelter. The problem is that my grandpa lives an hour away, and he can't do much physical stuff like take him out for walks, feed him, take him to the vet, etc. And no one around wants to help him take care of a dog. My grandpa suggested that I could move there with him since all of my classes are online, and I'm graduating in June anyways. I told my mom that I want to move in with my grandpa so I can be with Dax. She got really mad about that and said that her and Anthony are my family and I need to be with them. But I told her, 1, Anthony's not my family. I have my own problems with him because he kept talking about being my new dad, and I don't like that, but he doesn't listen when I tell him to stop saying that he's my new dad, and he's not. Dax is my family, and she made me get rid of him just like that. And Grandpa's my family too anyways. Last week, I got my stuff, and my uncle helped me move to my grandpa's house. My mom's been mad since. She's not going to force me to come back, but she's still saying that I'm being really bad by choosing to be with my dog instead of with them. But it hurt too much to be without him. He was taken to my grandpa's a week before I left, and all that time I was crying and missing him. And I know he missed me too because he lost it when I got there. My mom keeps telling me to come back and stop being cruel with her, but I'm happy here with my dog. I get that she's got someone new to be happy with, and that's cool, it's her life, but why can't I be happy with my dog living with me? Does it make me a jerk because I basically chose Dax over her? Alright, OP. I'm going to have to say that you're not the jerk here, and this is a really sensitive situation. I think that you made a decision to do what was best for your dog, and your dog is like family to you. And yeah, your mom is like family to you too, but your mom gave you an ultimatum, essentially. She gave you no other choice because there's no one else to take care of Dax. It sounds like you tried to find a place for him, but there wasn't any place around, and you didn't want him to go back to a shelter where he could very well be euthanized. And that would be on your conscience forever. So, in this particular case, I don't really think you chose your mom over Dax. I think that you love them both, and your mom's painting it as though you chose your dog over her. You didn't choose your dog over her. You chose not to have your dog put down, potentially, and you chose to keep your dog as a pet, and you did the thing that I think was as responsible of a situation. Sometimes in life, you can do everything right and still have a bad situation. And I think that's one of these. Like, there was no winning in this situation. You were put into a no-win situation, and no matter what you did, you were going to come out with some kind of loss. So, again, I think you did the best you could for this situation, and I can't see that you're the jerk here. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. You are absolutely not a bad son. What your mom is doing is horrible. She's trying to force a new family on you without your consent. Stay with your grandpa and keep the dog. Hope things look up for you in the future. I can tell Dax is a good boy, not the jerk. It's the forcing a new dad on him that really gets me. OP was 15 when he lost his father. It's been only 2 years. He's still grieving, and most likely will for the rest of his life. That's beyond bad. OP, not the jerk, I'm sorry for your loss. Go live your best life with Dax. And OP replies, thanks, he's been the best boy. It hurt so much when he wasn't here. We've never been separated that long before. Like, even on family vacations, my dad always brought him with us. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Howdy folks, I'm Brian, and here's some Reddit. Really? Smack that microphone. We're gonna make your ears bleed.